I am just dying to share with everybody what I learned yesterday. I've been texting all my girlfriends, calling them, and it's that thing that happens when you find something out that you're dying to share, and it's as if something's happened and your life's never going to be the same again, and you just want to share the joy. That's pretty much what happened yesterday. Throughout the event that I was at, I kept texting people being like, we have to get coffee, I can't wait to share everything I'm learning, and here I am to share it with you. Everything I learned yesterday is nothing that I came up with. It's nothing that I ever would have thought of. It was all through thedailylove.com, and it was hosted by one of the most amazing couples I've ever seen in my whole entire life, Mastin, Kipp, and Jenna. And the two of them hosted this 12-hour love and relationship expo. Have you ever noticed that the most cliched things that people say usually are true? Like, I'm going to say this now, and it's going to sound so cheesy, but it's true. There are times in your life when you look back, and it's as if there was the before and after. It's what life was like before I met somebody, what life was like before I figured out what I wanted to study in college, what life was like before I got it in my bones that I had to move to New York City at age 17. I am on a whole new spiritual path that starts with life before the 12-hour workshop with Mastin and Jenna and life after. So let's try this, okay? All right, I'm excited. Are you excited? You better be excited because your life is going to change after this exercise. Okay, let's do it. All right, so this is probably one of the toughest parts, all right, because it causes you to dig up feelings that you might not have thought about in a while or be really honest with yourself. So think about this person and write down 5 to 10 things about them that you wish they would have done differently. And you can feel free to pause this, really take your time doing it. Try not to skip ahead, it kind of defeats the purpose, and I'm telling you, if you just try to be patient and go along, you'll be really amazed at what happens at the end of it. Okay, so take a second, write down, pause the video. Okay. I'm going to share mine because we're all being very open and honest with one another. For me, 3 of the things out of many were I wish he would have included me more in his life. I wish he'd been more thoughtful and sensitive. And I wish he'd been able to commit and not get scared of it. All right, so the next part is the I would have. So pick maybe 5 of the strongest things on there that meant the most to you, and think about if he had done those things and the relationship, how would it have made you feel? Go through, take the things that they didn't do, and write, if they had done it, I would have, and how would it make you feel? Okay, and pause it. In my situation, if he had included me in his life more with his guy friends, invited me out, I would have felt like he was proud of me. He was proud to show off his girlfriend and wanted to include me in his life. Or B, if he was more thoughtful and sensitive, I would have felt as if he cared. I would have known he cared. So these are the feelings that you would have gotten out of those characteristics or quality that they would have had in the relationship that you missed out on, that you didn't feel from them, which is part of the reason it didn't work. The third part of the exercise is a question that you have to ask yourself. And it begins with, I wonder if I can. So you go back and you look at things that you didn't get, that you wanted, and how it would have made you feel. And you rewrite the question. So for me, I wrote, I wonder if I can feel proud of myself. I didn't get that from him. I didn't feel like he was proud and wanted to show me off. So I wonder what I can do for myself that makes me proud and gives me a sense of confidence that I didn't get out of the relationship. And then another question is I wonder if I can care for myself and show myself that I can care about me and I can be independent. And then the last one is, I wonder if I can love myself. And that question seems so 2 things. It seems easy, like, yeah, everyone, we love ourselves. But B, at the same time, it carries so much more. It's so much more complex than that, because sometimes we beat ourselves up and we are so awful in the worst ways that we wouldn't even be to our closest friends, our parents, people that are important to us. So if we cannot love ourselves and put ourselves first, the things that we can't do for us, we're going to seek for other people to do, because it gives us a sense of, I was missing this, and I found it from them, and they completed me. Like Mastin said, the infamous Jerry Maguire quote, "You complete me." It's as if we're looking for this missing piece, this empty part of us that someone else is going to fill. And the true thing is, as Mastin said, this is a direct quote from him, is when we live an unexamined life, we think what the other person could do for us. And the answer is you have to take care of you. And the beauty of this is that when you start to really examine your heart and your body and figure out what it is you're missing, what you want from yourself, you're going to start to do things that make you feel happy and make you feel good. And the biggest thing for me is a lack of confidence that came after getting out of college and being like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? I'm done with school. Where's my dream job awaiting me? Why is it not coming out of nowhere? Where's the job offer? So I had to make my own opportunities, and along the way I got so burnt out. I stopped making those opportunities, and I wasn't proud of myself anymore because I didn't feel as if I had anything to show off or anything that was worth sharing with other people. So in my relationship, I needed that validation from the other person. I needed him to say, I'm proud of you. You mean something to me. Baby, come out with me tonight. Let's go do this. When in reality, I wasn't even giving that to myself because I wasn't doing things and pursuing things that gave me that fulfillment. If you don't trust and value yourself, you're going to look for it in other people because you can't even do it for yourself. And the thing about it is that before you enter this sense of awareness about yourself and you know who you are, when you meet people and they are showing you red flags that are against what's acceptable, what you believe in, what you know to be right and true in a healthy, beautiful relationship, when the red flags come up, there's a part in all of us that thinks we can save that person, that if we just love them enough, maybe it's us, not them. Maybe it is. But the truth is that we take the idea of what we want and we meet people and we try to look past them because we really want the idea of who they are. So we ignore what they're telling us, who they're showing us to be, and we get in these relationships where no one's happy, but we're afraid to let go because we don't want to be alone, because you'll feel so empty if you're not getting that little bit of validation from somebody else that you're seeking in your own self. And all of these ideas are from Mastin, Kipp, and Jenna Hall, and I want to give them all the credit. I'm just wanting to be vocal and share what I learned from them yesterday in this little part of the workshop. This was about 45 minutes out of the 12 hours. It was my favorite part just because it spoke to me the most and what I've been going through, but at the same time, you have to go to one of their workshops. This is a fragment of how much you will learn about other people, yourselves, your intentions, and you have to check it out. You just absolutely have to. And thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions or input or advice or anything that you want to share, feel free to comment, message me, and most definitely read thedailylove.com, and you'll be amazed. Thank you guys.